During a rally, often mistakes occur during the first two topspins of a player. In this video, you will get to know a reliable and effective 9-step level training system and important information to improve the safety and quality of these topspins. Players have a maximum number of 8 attempts, or rather sequences, to pass a level by hitting the 2 targets with the second topspin of a 2 topspin sequence. The coach or training partner plays the first ball with backspin or push and blocks the first topspin of the player. Table tennis players should know or learn that there are 2 different kinds of topspin. One that is played when the arriving ball has backspin and one that is played when the arriving ball has topspin. During level or exercise 1, the players try to play this typical sequence of 2 topspins with the forehand side. The difference between the 2 topspins are: first, the racket angle, that is a little bit more vertical for the first topspin and more closed or horizontal for the second topspin. Second, the movement plane, that is more vertical for the first topspin and more horizontal for the second topspin. And third, the push from the posterior foot, that is more upwards for the first forehand topspin and more forwards for the second forehand topspin. During level 2, the topspin sequence consists of a forehand-backhand combination. Pay attention to the end of the swing of the backhand topspin that should point towards the target and not to the side. It's okay to adapt the rules of the level system so that beginners have 10 attempts or sequences and better players have only 5 sequences to pass a level. For the coach or training partner, it's better to block the first topspin instead of playing 2 separate balls, because it's more similar to the game for the topspin player when the timing of the balls and the visual perception is more specific. During level 3, players perform a backhand-forehand combination. For the backhand topspin that is played after an arriving ball with backspin, it's advisable to point with the tip of the racket to the ground during backswing so that the wrist is in an optimal precondition. After ball contact, the tip of the racket should point forwards upwards before leading over to the backswing for the forehand topspin. Level 4 is a backhand-backhand combination. It's important that the end of the backswing is below table surface during the first topspin and higher for the second topspin. Observing beginners' movements, often there is no wrist movement because the muscle tension around the wrist is too high, or rather there is no adequate relaxation tension cycle. Furthermore, a clear distinction between the 2 heights of the end of the backswing, the different angles of the inclined stroke planes and the different racket angles is missing. During the training process, it's good when players develop a feeling for their mistakes and adequate focus points for each kind of strike technique. As a result, they are able to correct themselves also during other training exercises. In level 5, there is a backhand-forehand combination with stepping or better jumping around to play the forehand topspin from the backhand side. It's good to practice the forehand from the backhand side sometimes for technical and tactical reasons. So it supports the learning of opening the hip and foot position as a basis for a good weight transfer. And there are situations in a game when players should take a dominant role in a rally to use the additional acceleration distance in the forehand to prepare or to make a direct point with a resounding forehand topspin. During level 6, players have to pass an outside middle combination. the coach or training partner pushes the first ball with backspin into forehand or backhand and the following block into the middle. The player has to react from the ready position into forehand or backhand to play the first topspin before opening the foot and hip position to play the forehand topspin from the middle. In level 7 there is a middle-outside combination. Players have to open the foot and hip position for the first forehand topspin from the middle before reacting into forehand or backhand to play the second topspin on the target. During level 8 players have to pass an outside-outside combination. From the ready position players have to react into forehand or backhand to play the first topspin, and they also have to react into forehand or backhand for the second topspin. Level 9 is the hardest level because players have to react into forehand or middle or backhand for the first and second topspin. So the coach or training partner can push the first ball on one of these 3 placement possibilities as well as the following block. The coach-player communication during this level system should focus on positive feedback for technique details that are correct, even if players get stuck in one of the levels. Have fun during training and please subscribe and ring the bell.